Frank, how you doing, my man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Good, man. I just want to ask this question of actually all the players. A common term around, anywhere you see is a lot of black men say that they're exhausted, they're tired. My question to you is simply, are you tired? Are you tired of everything that you see? And the sports kind of provided a little bit of a distraction for you?
Yes, I am. I got a family, I got kids, man, and they're gonna be forced to learn about this stuff, and I'm gonna have to explain it to them at some point, in their life, and that's the most difficult part, because that's the most difficult part that I have to deal with. I can only speak for myself. Is because I know one day I'm gonna have to explain this. They're gonna ask, and I gotta really explain it to a point where they understand. And that's the most difficult part because it's a lot of this stuff is gonna be hard to, it's gonna be hard to, keep it real and explain them because I wasn't educated like I should have been, growing up on these things that was happening in the times in the past, Rodney King and stuff like that. But it's just having to educate my kids on this stuff and literally have to and it's on the internet. This is a world where everything is on the internet now. So they're gonna be able to see it on the internet and see, not just what's going on today, but the things that have been going on the last few years, to be more specific. So yeah.
Let's go to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey Frank, good to see you, man. Kind of following up on what Harold just mentioned. A lot of guys on this team have sort of acknowledged sort of the historical moment you guys are going to have to raise a banner on opening night, what that means for the franchise. But also you're going to play the first major football game in the country since the Super Bowl. I just wonder, how much do guys understand the significance of what you guys are going to have in front of you less than 2 weeks from now?
I mean, some guys don't have a clue because, most of them haven't played on the opening night. You know what I mean? Or you got guys that's filling in roles and coming in and playing in big games, so it's going to be a lot of pressure on them. But to that, I can say that you got to just take it all in. You're coming off a good season where we won the Super Bowl, not as good as we should have started the season. But, when you finish winning the Super Bowl, it kind of, takes away all the bad. But we just want to start strong. I feel like we came off of last year starting kind of slow off the success they had the year before. So, and then myself coming in, with everything, all the distractions of getting paid or, all this stuff going on and with the injuries and stuff, me starting slow, me being the player who I am and me knowing who I am, I can't afford to start slow, because I know it can jeopardize my team. And then with everybody else, it's just pushing our offense to get better. Not letting them get complacent and settling into, that complacency thing. And then for us, it's humbling ourselves and understanding that it's more work to do. We understand that we got a great offense, but, we want to be an even better defense. See some more flash to what happened, towards the second half of that season rather than, the first half.
Let's go to Sam McDowell. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Frank. What's going on, man?
How you doing, Sam?
Good. I'm wondering just what sort of conversations you guys have had as players as far as potential demonstrations or protests on opening night.
Oh man, yeah. It's too early for that. I feel like, I mean, it's been conversations, of course, but it's been a lot of focus on football too. Honestly, we spent so much time away from this and dealing with it. This is something that we're gonna continue to deal with. That's what you gotta understand. That's what I understand. That our country, if they think that another black man isn't gonna get killed by a police officer, I feel like everyone's confused. I feel like if we don't think that it's gonna happen again and continue to happen, we're confused. It's just at this point we have to do something about it. And like you said, it's just we're gonna be confused, man. It's just, man, it's just crazy,
Go to Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Morning, Frank. I have two questions for you. First thing, I was wondering, you had a sickness at the beginning of camp, and I know you had some issues with the stomach last year and even dating back to Seattle. I was just curious, generally speaking, how you're feeling. And then number two, now that you've been with two franchises and you can kind of compare the two after a year, what's the best thing about being a Kansas City Chief?
Man, it's nothing like the competition at practice, just how hard we work. And I've been a part of many football programs, you know what I mean? Not many, but, college and high level program. And, man, we work so hard. We work. Andy Reid, he's a hell of a coach and he pushes us so hard every day. It's guys who practice through injuries and do things that they probably shouldn't do because, and it's all based off us not wanting to disappoint coach or us not wanting to, go out there and not have our teammates' backs. And I feel like that's important. When you got everybody bought in and everybody believing in each other, from top to bottom, from the coaching staff, the front office all the way down to the players, the staff under us, and even the janitors. Everybody it's all a common goal, and it's all the same goal, and it's all just aiming at winning the AFC Championship.
Looks like we've got 3 more. Let's go Darren, Steve, and then Todd. Go ahead, Darren.
Hey, Frank, how you doing, my brother? Couple of things. I don't know. I don't think you really answered Pete's question. I know you've had, like you said, stomach issues. What is the cause of that, or and how do you work on that? And then the second part, look, I got to ask this because I'll ask others. But you see Chiefs fans, of course, they cheer you on when you're winning and you're leading the organization to a Super Bowl, and they want you to kind of like LeBron James, shut up and dribble. But but when you decide to take a stand, and you speak out Black Lives Matter, and you're doing what you're doing with the voter registration, what you did with the 4-year-old that we talked about a few weeks ago. What would you say to those Chiefs fans who just want you to stick to football and not do all this quote unquote political stuff as though you're wanting to do it, but it's being thrust upon you?
I just says it's a place for everybody, man, and sometimes you just gotta stay in your place. Everybody don't have the platform to do what we do. Everyone doesn't have that platform that can reach multiple peoples and do the things that we do. So I just feel like that, you just got to stay in your place with certain things, man. If you're a fan of the game, you're a fan of the game. You don't got to be the fan of the person, or a fan of that person's personal preference to, what side they on with a movement or what side they on politically. I feel like that's a lot of people's problem. Because they feel too strong about how another person feels, and they should really be worried about their own feelings. But on my thing with the injury and stuff, it's just it was frustrating because my stomach, man, is I had surgery a few years ago, and just battling through. A lot of people don't know. Of course, I'm not about to go around telling everybody my stomach hurt. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick, all this stuff, man. But, I get it just takes a lot out of me. Just physically, it takes a lot out of me when my stomach started acting up. I had episodes. Basically, it's like I have real bad acid. So when acid I'm eating foods that has acid and stuff like that of that nature, it just builds up. And I got to take my acid blockers and stuff like that. And my pills and all these different things. And I got to eat lighter, man. I got to hydrate and do these things more. So it's just kind of one of those things. When you get out in camp, we go from being at home all day to, all of a sudden we out there busting our ass, and eventually things like that are going to happen. Sometimes, my dehydration is different from the average person's dehydration. I get dehydrated, man. I might need a hospital because I need some IVs. You know what I'm saying? I need the right fluids and things like that. So just me being able to get past that, honestly, I got past that and I had little episodes every once in a while. The last one I had before then was before the Patriots game. So I just had little episodes every once in a while if I don't got my right medication. But we got all that under control. The staff up here, they do an excellent job of taking care of me, man. And hats off to Rick and his staff up here. Oh, Julie too, that's my dog. She hold it down. But yeah, shouts out to them, man, because they did a hell of a job of just making sure, I was good, getting me back out there. And, now I'm rolling, getting my feet up under me, and I'm ready to go into this season, man.
Got the last 2. Let's go Steve and then Todd. Go ahead, Steve.
Hey, what's up, Frank, man? How you doing?
What's up with you, brother?
Not much, man. You said you have to worry about your stomach. You also have to worry about explaining to your kids what's going on in today's society. Not only that, but COVID's still out there, training camp, just the racial issues, and most recently Kenosha, Wisconsin. Yeah. So just how hard is it as a Black athlete, is it for you to go out there and focus on what you need to focus on the field as you're preparing for Thursday night's football game?
I mean, it's hard because all they want us to do is play football anyway. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you have a job and you have to, it's your duty to you have a contract and you have a job. And when you have a job and you have a contract, you know, it's your job, you know, to finish that. So whatever it pertains to, if they tell you got to be somewhere, if they tell you got to do something, you got to do it. The frustrating part is when you want to speak out about certain things, or you want to use your voice and your platform to speak out about certain things, and you don't have the courage to because of, you know, how something in that organization may be ran or how you may feel, you know. So it's kind of hard. But like I said, when you can take small groups and you can take your people who can reach certain other groups, you know what I mean? You can educate your children, you can educate the people who might not understand, your homeboy in the hood who might not be watching TV or understand what's really going on. When you can understand them, I mean, when you can make them understand it a little better from, you know, your point of view on the level of which you're on, you know, I think that's where you start. Just controlling what you can control, and that's the person next to you, you know.
Let's go to Todd Lebo for the last one. Go ahead, Todd.
Hey, Frank, you've been in the league long enough in a couple of different organizations here. Do you think the league is in a better place as far as these social justice issues go than it was when you first got into it? Have you seen any progress the last few years, and are you hopeful for the future?
I mean, you see actions and people doing things and try to do things, and you know, you see protests, you've seen peaceful protests, you've seen every different type of protest you can see, but it still hasn't been nothing that's changed. I feel like that's society, though. It's going to be hard to see change when, you know, the action to start it and the things that's leading up into it doesn't change. You got a lot of laws in place that protect certain groups of individuals. But at the end of the day, like I said before, you can only control what you can control. You got to do more of that.
Frank, we appreciate your time today. Thank you.
I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all.